Today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful homemade chocolates. Aren't they just beautiful? Look at that. And you are going to need a 9x9 glass dish. You're going to need a metal cookie sheet. You're going to need a couple bowls. You're going to need a couple spatulas. You're going to need a sharp knife. You're going to need a spoon. You're going to need a fork. You're going to need wax paper. You're going to need some kind of a food processor. You're going to need ingredients. We'll include those organic rolled oats, some almond meal, creamy peanut butter, maple syrup, medjool dates, organic pecans raw, and chocolate, and some coconut oil, and some Himalayan sea salt. Those will be the ingredients. So to begin, we're going to take about, this looks like a little less than a third of a cup of oats, and put that in a bowl. Next will be what I think is probably about a half a cup of almond meal. I didn't measure that, but it's about a half a cup. And then you're going to put in some peanut butter. I'm going to take my creamy peanut butter. These are all organic ingredients, but you can use what you want, but I go for all the organic. That's a heaping cereal spoonful, and then about another half or so, about that much. And then you're going to take some maple syrup. I think this is probably like maybe a quarter cup, fifth or quarter cup. Put in as much as you want. Then you're going to mix all that together. Go speed dial here, mix this up. And it gets to a consistency of like a real thick cookie dough. It's very sticky because of the maple syrup. And it's like that type of consistency right there. Next, you're going to take your 9x9 glass dish. You're going to put down some wax paper. This will keep that stuff from sticking to the glass. You definitely do not want to put that stuff on the glass. So the wax paper will keep that from sticking. You're going to push it down, a big enough piece to kind of cover the edges too. And we're going to put all of this stuff in the bowl right there into the dish. I'm going to go ahead and spoon that in. Don't worry, I'll speed up a lot of this so it's not going so slow, but I'm going to go ahead and get everything in there. It doesn't work to press it down with the spoon. It's way too sticky. It just sticks to the spoon and it doesn't really work. So what you're going to do is get another piece of wax paper and use that to press down on that base layer. And use your hands, and then I'll use a spatula too to kind of flatten this out. So you want to spread it around. Speed this up. You want to get it into all the corners. I'm going to pull back and kind of see where we're at. You see how it's sticking to the sides. And I'm going to use a spatula now to kind of pull that down off the sides. Get in there. It's a little tricky with my camera angle trying to get this at the same time. Just kind of work that stuff down so that it's down on the sides. And then go ahead and continue to shape this for aesthetic reasons as well as for convenience. Put the wax paper back down. And I'm just going to go through this process several times, and I'll speed through a lot of this. Again, just using your hands, using the spatula. You're trying to create a very flat layer, a very thin layer on the bottom too. It's very thin. I'd say it's definitely less than a quarter inch. It's maybe like barely an eighth or a little over an eighth of an inch. It's really thin. So again, you want to carefully work it off the edges of the wax paper, get it as flat and as even as you can. And then once you kind of feel like you got it about as level as you can, from a profile, it looks like that. See what I mean? It's a really, really thin layer. Some of that's just glass too, so super thin layer. Then this goes in the freezer while we do the next part so that this can help it get stiff. So go ahead and leave that in the freezer. Next up, you're going to take your food processor. I'm using a Ninja brand, and it's got this cool 6-bladed type of deal to chop everything up, very sharp blades. And you're going to put your dates in there, but the dates, you're going to have to take the pits out if you have pitted dates like I do here. And this is just one package. I don't know, there's probably like 20 some in there. And, dates, if you've never worked with them, you just pull them open, and there's a pit, like a big seed in the middle. Just pull that pit out. You do not want to put that in the food processor. Just put the date in without that and work these. Now, some of these will have a leftover part of a stem too. I'll show you one of those coming up here in a second right here. This stem piece, you don't want that in there either. It's like part of the pit. Just get rid of that if it's on there. Don't include that. Take out the pit as before, and then just put the date in there. And now in this batch, it was weird. I came across a few that had mold. Like the pit was bad. The pit wasn't even there. It was just like disintegrated into a mold. I'll show you one here coming up. A few of these were just moldy. I got just black mold and nasty. You do not want to use those. No, not at all. So make sure you have a few extra dates on hand as I did. I just pulled about 2 or 3 out of this package to replace the ones that had turned out to be moldy. And next go the pecans. I think this is probably about, I'm going to guess maybe a third of a cup, maybe a half a cup, maybe a third of a cup. Not too many. I'm just shaking them in there. Sorry I didn't measure everything accurately. Once you have those in there, you're just gonna pulverize this stuff. I used this smoothie option where it kind of pulsates, and I'll speed through this process too. And what you want to get is just a thick nougat. Sometimes you have to stop if it sticks to the side and work it in, but when you're done, what you want to see is this really thick, nougaty looking stuff, and it's really pretty. It's got all those little bits of the pecan pieces in there, and the dates. It's a very caramely type of thing. It's quite delicious. And I'm going to put it into a bowl, which I don't even honestly know why I put it in a bowl. I could have just put this right into my other things you'll see coming up, but getting it in here so you can see what it looks like. And again, just a beautiful caramely color, that natural sweetness from the dates, the little bit of texture from the pecans, just 2 ingredients. And it's not that appetizing looking like that. But anyway, it's quite delicious. So get your stuff out of the freezer now, pull back that layer of wax paper, and just take a quick look at this. It's not frozen, it's just firmer, but it's not frozen. But isn't that beautiful? It's just like translucent. You can see the oats in there, and the syrup lets it kind of have that translucent character, that color. It's just beautiful. So you're going to put the nougat of your dates and pecans, which is going to be a thicker layer than your base layer. And you can see why I didn't even need to put it in a bowl. It's very, very sticky. So just go straight for the wax paper. You're going to do like we did with the other layer. This will be a thicker layer, but the same procedure. You're just going to work it in with your hands. You're going to work it with your spatula to try to make it flat. And so I'm occasionally pulling it back, mostly to get it from being stuck on the sides like you see there. This stuff's easier to work with. It kind of smears a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread this around, get it nice and even. And I'm going to come back and do this process a few times with the wax paper again, because you're really going for the flatness. Again, you see working the edges there so there's none stuck on the sides. And you want to get it nice and even, nice and flat for aesthetic reasons. It'll also be a little easier to work with when you cut it up later and dip it. So putting this wax down again, working this again with my hands, then I'll work it some more with the spatula as well, just to get it nice and smooth. And I don't know if I do this one more time or if that's it. Yeah, you'll feel that relief. It should just feel pretty flat. Pull it back, and I'm still going to keep going here. I was really going for the aesthetics on this one. I wanted it to be nice and even so that when I cut the pieces up, they would be nice and square. So one more time with the wax paper. And once you get this down on there, put that in the freezer again. So back into the freezer that goes. Now get a cookie sheet out, and you're going to, by the way, that'll stay in the freezer for at least another half hour. And there's probably a gap in here that the camera doesn't show. But in the meantime, getting this ready with the wax paper on top of the cookie sheet. And after that stuff's been in the freezer for about 30 minutes to an hour, it's not going to freeze. It just gets firm, doesn't freeze. Take it out. You're going to peel it back. And it is beautiful. We'll get a close-up of this so you can see what it looks like. And that's what that looks like. So there's that top layer of the dates and the pecans. Beautiful. And next thing you can do is take a knife just to score this. I'm not going to cut yet. Just score it. Just draw a line with it so you can kind of even it out. I'm going to do 3 lines to give me 4 rows on this first pass. Then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and give 5 cuts that will give me 6 rows. And that'll give you a total of 24 pieces. And once it's scored, then you can go in and actually start to cut. And I'm going to cut in one direction before I spin it around and cut in the other direction. So I'm going to go ahead and cut through each of the lines that I scored. Let me speed this up again here so this will go a little faster right there. So cutting through, and then I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees and cut the same ones I just cut again from the other direction, so I can really make sure I've got separation through to the bottom of the wax paper. And so these are just cutting all the way through to the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other lines I scored. Again, cutting in a single direction to begin, rotating it 180 and cutting again, and then pull that whole thing out of the glass dish and lay it down. And then you're finished with your glass dish. Now you can take these pieces and begin to separate them now that they're cut. So I'm just going to gently pull on one corner and, hopefully there it goes. Perfect. And look at that. Let's see if I can actually get it in front of the camera. It is a beautiful, very, very thin layer on the bottom of that peanut butter and oats. Too much peanut butter makes it taste too much like peanut butter. So you want a thin layer, and then those dates and pecans on the top, just beautiful. So these all need to be separated out while they're cold and kind of stiff and easy to work with. So go ahead and pull all those apart so they're ready to deal with the chocolate. So next get your chocolate. This is the brand I'm using. There are 3 bars in there. Each bar is 2 ounces. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these out, break them all up into their individual pieces, and get all 3 of them in there. And then just a little bit of coconut oil. Now, it could be oil and oily, but it's cold here where I was, and so it's a little, congealed. But anyway, about that much, a little bit more than it's probably about, a tablespoon and a half or something like that. Just enough oil so that the chocolate gets nice and creamy. So that's what that looks like raw. It's going to go in the microwave now. I'm going to put that in. And I'm going to cook this on low power, so power of 3 or 30% of the microwave's power. So cook power of 3 for a minute. And that is going to begin to warm up the chocolate. And when I pull it out, it's not melted, but it's beginning to. You can see it's getting a little soft. I use a spoon just to kind of check, mix it up a little bit. Back in one more time for power of 3, 1 minute again. And this time it's going to be a little more melted. You'll see, not quite there yet. You'll see it's still got some chunks, but it's getting there. It's starting to melt. You don't want to boil it. You don't want to go super hard and fast and boil this stuff. You just want it to melt. So one more time, same setting, power of 3 on 1 minute, one more time. And this time is the charm. And look at that. It's just a beautiful, creamy chocolate. It's not boiling, but it's hot. It's just enough to stay melted. So next, quickly, you're going to take a fork and you're going to take a piece of your candy and you're going to set it the date side down, then flip it over to the peanut butter side. And then you got to let this extra, you don't want so much chocolate that just like oozes off the sides. You want to let it, and I accidentally dropped it there, but you want to let it all kind of like bleed off. And that way, it's just not going to be all over the wax paper. So set it down, do this for a few, and here we go. You just kind of go one after the other. And I figured out at some point here, I'll show you what I did was I realized, rather than just let the chocolate drip with nothing happening, I ended up putting a piece of candy under that chocolate in the bowl dripping, since it's all going to get covered anyway, like this. So I just put the peanut butter side up on that one so that the chocolate just drips on top. And then I will set that one down here in just a moment. I really make sure there isn't a lot dripping off there. So then flip this one over and pick it up and then drop the next piece in and so on. So this is how you just kind of go through the whole thing pretty quick. It takes time. The chocolate thankfully doesn't get cold and hard quickly. It stays pretty moist with all that oil in there, helps it out a lot. And there you go. Once that's done, you put on the Himalayan salt. So I'm just sprinkling from the left side. You can see I'm just dropping a few pieces of Himalayan salt on there while the chocolate is still a little bit moist. And it's just going to kind of embed itself, go through the whole thing there. And then I'm going to take that, and isn't that beautiful? That is what it looks like before we put it in the fridge for a couple hours. So that's just perfect. I'm going to take this whole cookie sheet, put it in the fridge, leave it in there for at least a couple hours, let that get nice and firm. And then once that is done and we pull it out, it's going to look like coming up that. So I've taken it out after a couple hours and just look at how perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Put these into a container and then this will all go in the freezer. And again, none of this will actually ever freeze solid. It just keeps it nice and firm. It doesn't freeze for whatever reason. It just keeps cold and firm. So at least keep it in the fridge. That chocolate melts easy. And then you package it up and you're done. And look at that. We took this to the holidays for the family and it was wonderful, delicious. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you.